Hey guys, welcome back. It's Tuesday, May 20th. We're going to review 0-day option trades I did today on SPY. Excuse me. Small account challenge back in effect. I'll call it day one because it's a reset. Funded it with 500 bucks, and what a day to get back. Start the small account challenge once more. Definitely took patience today. I've got company in town, so I'm kind of trying to be just not on my computer much. Anyways, with that, I was kind of trying to get it done this morning, get my trade in and get out, and this morning was just disgusting 2-point chop until really just in the last few minutes. So now we'll probably start to get some nice moves. I'll review tiny red day. I was green a little bit, and then I was red a little bit, and on a day like today, I'm happy I am not. I'm blowing up my account. I'm not super red. I didn't overtrade. I didn't get, I stuck to my rules. So to me, it's success, great success. Lots of different algorithms competing, but more or less we're in a wedge, and it's been balanced until finally we got a flush with some volume. Low volume 2-point chop is disgusting to trade in. Yeah, all sorts of just lack of continuation everywhere. False breaks and just wedge, breaking a wedge, then making a bigger one, and then not continuing, and then yeah, volume is a big key though on a day like today. When you have just low volume and it keeps doing this, you really can just set volume alerts and wait, and you can see right here pretty clearly. This is when you want to start trading. Once this comes in, if you're in a wedge, could be any time of the day. You never know. I got yesterday I was in 3 calls at 11:04, so I didn't get to the market till 10, which was fine because there wasn't anything before that. Really just stuff to trap me. 3 calls at 11. So all right, so 5 days, this gold line down here, 5-day moving average. We broke the high. Not necessarily trying to have a bias, but yeah, I'm thinking uptrend more or less, but there's a lot of liquidity here if it wants to grab and come down. There's also still a little gap to fill up here. 11:04. So I kind of had the right idea with this, which I'm happy with. Have a nice shoulder here. This could be a head, although this is also a shoulder, and that could be the head. So yeah, 11:04. So broke my steepest gold channel here, which I identified back here. Broke it there. I think I had this green drawn in then at that point. Yeah, I did. It perfectly bounced on that green. So could have gotten it there, but I didn't want to front run it. Wait for it to break gold. Got it on this red candle right after. Held just a little bit, and I'm like, this still isn't looking good. It didn't complete an inverse cup, so it's not bearish to me necessarily. However, it's a perfect head and shoulder, but might be making a little mini head and shoulder. And yeah, basically I'm thinking we're on the bottom of the wedge, and I'm just doing kind of a wedge trade that hopefully turns into a continuation trade. But there's larger wedges at play here, folks. So that one didn't end up working out. Cut small loss, 11:07. Yeah, on this candle. Let's see what was there. Yeah, I just didn't like it anymore. I mean, it did end up kind of working out, but this was just not a great trade. Especially when it started building some liquidity here. It was just like forget about it. So could have waited for the break, which is kind of what I was doing, waiting for a break up here on purple, if that was going to happen. But it ended up being just more liquidity. Chop. 11:20 was into puts then. So right there on that candle, broke the white. I'm seeing this head and shoulders, thinking maybe mini head and shoulders. This is pretty close to the top of the range here, so that's why I got puts on that candle. This one I could have been a little less greedy on. Took one for profit at 11:26. So on this candle, yeah. So it broke my gold, and I'm like, man, this just sucks. I was hoping to get first take profits on bottom of green, and then if it breaks gold, another one, and then have one for a runner to low a day or wherever we go. So first one ended up being on a break, so it wasn't on that nice candle because I was up. That was probably 25-30% on that position. Try not to look at percentages though, like yeah, but in this case it would have helped me. But that was what, 59 cents to 67 cents. So that was a green green trade, and then I stopped out the other two at 57. So overall, that was a green trade. First one was 45 cents to 39 cents, so slightly red. I am slightly red on the day after all these trades. There are only a few actually. 1141 into puts. So yeah, lack continuation once again. And let's see, 1141 right here. So I maybe altered some of my channels since then. I think here I'm thinking, can't quite remember. Maybe the retest on the gold. There was another channel there, I'm sure, that it had broken. And that's why I jumped back in right here on 1141. So it made a nice head and shoulders, little mini head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. However, since it has broken out, it's a bit of a chase. Really need to wait for cups to close is ideal, either downside or topside, or volume. So yeah, right here, 1141 for 42 cents. Sold the first one 1143 for 43 cents. Basically trying to de-risk because it's sucking still. So on that candle. And then 47, sold one for 47 cents. What do you know? And then sold another one for 47 cents. So sold two of them right here. Let's see what, 1147. Yeah, once it broke that goal again, I'm like, I'm not doing the same thing again. Sold them both right there on that green candle. Or just a small profit. And it was right. Continue to want to build liquidity. Let's see. One more trade on the small account. 1206 puts, and then 1208. I close out of them. So this was a much smaller trade. Only two contracts. And let's see. So on that candle, kind of waiting for that volume candle that I'd, recognize. Thought this was it. It was breaking the green. Didn't end up happening. 1106 to, or 1206 to 1208. 6 to 1208. Yeah. So it did end up moving down a little bit more. But I was just pretty over it at that point. So with that, it almost completed the cup, the inverse cup. And then I'm like, wait a minute, is this even a flatter channel we're building here? And sure enough, it is, because it then retested it here, which is crazy. Came down, hit, retested it. Yeah, so at this point, it's very, very ugly wedge happening. Liquidity all over the place. Some here, some up here, some back here. I mean, just... Anyways, so that was it for the small account. There it is. Down $9 today. No big deal. For all that trading and all those basically failed continuations, I reduced risks. I managed it. Took some green. Could have taken more and been green today, but not a huge deal. It's not... None of these trades were going to be some sort of home run that I missed. So really being patient, waiting for this volume would have been better. My circumstances a little different because I'm trying to be done this morning, so can't expect much less than that, I guess. And then on the big account, still sticking around. I didn't end up needing to leave, of course. So yeah, now it's looking like it's setting up maybe another one if I'm not really charting anymore. But anyways, we've got 5-day down here. Qs are above or below 5 days, so it's kind of as a resistance. Basically this line right here, the blue line. And the trades I did on the big account, we had one for 100%, over 100%, and it was in just like a few seconds. So you can imagine where that is. Market wasn't gonna let it go easy this time though. You couldn't just, trading futures and having crazy wide stops, sure you could do it. And having a bias, which none of those things are stuff I want to do. But if you were waiting for confirmation, market was not going to give you a nice entry, because realistically that entry was on that candle. But even that to me was too early, because we still had this even flatter blue one. So where did I enter? Why would I have the conviction to enter a trade? Wait, hold on. What? Yes, this is right. Okay, so I had two trades. 150 was into 3 SPX puts. Okay, yes, I tried to catch it here. Yep, 150 on this candle, literally. It broke my green. Grabbing this shoulder over here potentially. Hopefully breaking out to at least get to low a day. Complete a cup, inverse cup. However, when it's choppy, like grinding like this, you don't usually get that. I feel like it always just flushes through there. because it's basically just triggering all the stops. It's just a stop triggering waterfall, which is what all that volume is. Oh, beautiful little head and shoulder down there. I'm done though. I'm gonna finish review. Yeah, 150, 3 puts for 450. So right here on this candle, I tried to wait for a little retrace, kind of a nice entry. Didn't fully test that again, but I got it for 450, sold one for 530. So I don't know, 10, 15, 20%, whatever that is. And that was at 150 on that same candle. Fidelity is so slow though. I was trying to sell it here. I didn't sell it till it was like up here. Basically sold as fast as I could. That was 150 in 2 seconds, and the quickest I get out of it was 150 in 39 seconds. Yeah. And then the other two I stopped out for 410. So the green trade overall. But lack continuation is very frustrating and very wearing. So stopped out of the other two when it broke that gold. Very tiresome day to sit in front of your computer. Better to just reserve your stamina for a better day. 220. This was the trade, and that's why I'm done after this. That's why, even though it's gonna keep doing 6 stuff probably, I'm good. 220. So what do you know? Volume picked up. I didn't get this until right here on that candle. Broke that final flat blue channel, which maybe isn't even real, but to me it's real. Hit 3 times. I didn't want it here because it still hadn't done it, and even here was sketchy because realistically it could bounce on that low a day, but I thought there's enough risk to reward here. There's a lot of volume, which I've just been picking up since it broke that green. And days like today, it doesn't usually make a nice handle, just from experience. So right here, you can see that. I feel like it's, let's see. Yeah, right here on that candle. So 220.57, picked up 3 SPX at 420. Sold the first one for 860. Oh, sorry, 220. Sold the first one for 860 at 221, which was right here on that candle. So of course this green wasn't there because I just put that there for their 6. I just saw a big red candle and I was basically selling it as fast as I could. I don't know where on there I got it, but I got it. When you have that much volatility, I mean, it was a crazy volume spike and a crazy amount of push. So when you have velocity, you just gotta sell. So I sold another one as soon as I could. And this one was for 990, 221, same time. Let's see, I think same minute. Yeah, 221, just a few seconds later. That one I could sell 10 seconds later. So maybe a little better fill. So that one was over 100. It was $4.20 to $9.90. Next one was $8.80. Yeah, sold that last one. Didn't hold the runner. I'm like, nope. You can go without me. And when you have that freedom in your mind, you can trade so much better. 221. So same minute candle at the very end, 221.59. So not bad on the big account, small red, but happy with it regardless. This is maybe making structure to keep going, but it could chop. I mean, we've got 5-day right here, so you know, there might not be much continuation. That on a longer time frame, there's like, doesn't look like it cares to go anywhere. It's pretty balanced. Liquidity to grab is, oh shoot, this hasn't refreshed. Close inverse cup, we've got to go down to 588, which I guess we could make it there today. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if 5-day becomes resistance here, which it kind of looks like it is so far, but hard to know. This could be the whole move for today. It could just grind back up in this channel, or this is the head and shoulders it's about to break and at least come and test the bottom of this purple, which is yeah, this one right here. Same angle resistance. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. See you tomorrow. Peace out.